film people's faces, that you just ask to make sure they're comfortable first, just because there are folks here that don't feel comfortable being blasted out in the public just for like doxing purposes. But there are a plenty amount of folks that are perfectly comfortable, but just if we can just temperature check before we do
Right, you want to be interviewed?
Unfortunately not right now, just because we're about to start a training, but I would be willing to be interviewed in just a couple minutes if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Oh, and I'm Brian, by the way.
Brian? Eugene.
Eugene? Nice to meet you.
David.
Nice to meet you. You guys from Philly?
Close by. New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm not from here. I'm actually just visiting.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So it looks like it needs to be level, like it's... Should I just like zoom in? Just stay over here and just zoom in?
Do you want to stay over here? It doesn't matter. The volume will be the same.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But you're not going to get the up close of people.
are you sure?
Well, you can get the up close, but it'll just be a weird angle if you know what I mean? Everyone's facing. You almost be better on the other side of the road the way everyone's facing. You're just going to be getting side angles. Well, yeah, you can zoom pretty good on that. Do you want to just stay here?
I think it might make people a little more comfortable. You know?
Eh. I'm not too worried about comfort zones.
Well, right, but you do want like a genuine interaction with people, right?
Right. If someone don't want to be on camera, we won't put them on camera.
Right.
I'm not trying to do that anyways. Trying to, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to interview people. So.
Is it going there?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, okay. So the one person we said that said he didn't mind, so let me hunt him down. How do I loosen? Oh, okay, there we go.
The only thing is, we won't be in contact if you're all the way out here. I won't know when the video stops and we're getting a new one. So line it up with this. Say, just come on in with me. Come into the fray.
Are we ready?
Ready?
I guess
Just keep it rolling, Eugene. Don't worry about people's feelings. Let's see. Did you get my fans in that? How you doing? Do you mind if I talk to you about what you're doing out here today?
No.
Okay. How you guys doing?
Hi.
You guys mind if I talk to you about what you're doing out here today?
I just came here, so if you ask someone who's been here longer, I think they'd give you a much better idea of what's going on.
Well, I'm just trying to get individuals' idea of what you're here protesting for. So it's not.
I
Like-
think they'd be able to give you a much better picture if you go there.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
What outlet are you guys with?
Uh,
What outlet are you guys with?
how you doing?
Are you like Breitbart?
Do you mind if I interview about your sign?
Daily Wire?
How you doing? Do you mind if I interview you about your sign and what you're doing out here today?
I'm okay. I think
You're okay?
Yeah.
Right. How you guys doing? You interested in being interviewed?
Oh, no.
No?
Appreciate you asking.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
You don't mind being interviewed about your sign and what you're doing out here today? Rather not? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not feeling like really ready for that
Okay.
right now. But I'm sure one of those folks down there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are people out here protesting. They obviously want to say something, so someone will. How you guys doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. You mind if I interview you about your sign?
Prefer not to, honestly.
Prefer not to?
Might want to talk to somebody else, though.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't tell us like what network or organization they're with.
This is my YouTube video. We're not with any network. This is my personal channel.
I just
That's
prefer
a
not to
100.
personally.
It's called Anarchist Post.
Anarchist Post?
Is the title of my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Not refusing to tell you what outlet we're with, just simply not with an outlet. This is my personal YouTube channel.
Okay.
So it's not that we're trying to hide who we're with or whatever else.
Okay,
Now we're going to
okay.
keep things moving forward. So number one,
thanks for being
I
here.
am now the Sig Fairy. We put a pool together to get a bunch of cigarettes. I'm just going to have my bag on me all the time. So if you do not have a Sig and you would like one, come find me and the Sig Fairy will grant you a Sig for whatever amount of Sigs you want. They're Pall Malls, if I remember what was just put in my bag. And they were 50 cents off. So that's pretty great. I have two lighters. I have an orange lighter and a pickle lighter. It's going to be a fun game to see which one comes out of my pocket. It's really great. The pickle lighter is my favorite. Alright, number two. We also have a need for portable phone chargers. We all have phones. We don't really have outlets out here in this space. And we do have funds set aside to make this happen. So, if you would like put in a request for these chargers, you're going to see our BFF Pigeon.
Those people over there, I was like, my first thing I wanted to say is, do you guys want to interview? And I'm like, you all?
The John Wanamaker statue right over here.
You know what I'm talking about.
So if you would like,
I mean, everyone here is kind of like that, but this one specifically was
please hit up
three people here.
ASAP.
Kind of like
And
you.
third announcement is we have the folks
Folk.
from Up Against the Law Legal Collective here. Let's give them a round of applause. It's a really important, helpful work for all of us here occupying this space. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them a few moments to explain who they are, what they do, and why they are here. And then anyone that would like to have a training session by Up Against the Law Legal Collective, you guys are welcome to assemble right here in the center in front of John Wanamaker, and we'll give you guys a good briefing. So I'm going to turn things over to them so they can explain who they are better than I am. Hey, what up, everybody? My name's Tori. I'm with Up Against the Law Legal Collective.
I'm Candace.
Yeah, we're a group of volunteer paralegals, lawyers, and activists who do legal support for various actions here in the city of Philadelphia. We're going to come here and talk a little bit about what the legal risks are for participating in a protest here in Philadelphia and how to keep yourself safe if you end up getting arrested as a part of this protest. Or in any protest in general here in Philadelphia. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about that, we're just going to be right here, right over by the mats, and you guys can come and join us.
All right, you want to see if anyone wants to talk?
I'm thinking it might be better if we pull them to the side.
What do you mean?
Like, you go up and have a conversation with them off camera. And it's like, hey, can I interview you? And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's a bit intrusive.
I mean, at the gun rally, people were just dying to talk. I think
that's
it's the type of
sort
people.
But I think that's a different sort of.
Well, it's a different sort, or it's a little bit different people.
Well, exactly.
This is like the Antifa. They're trained not to talk to media.
Yeah, that's my point. Is like you need to go up and explain to them that you're not the media, that you're not like you're just trying to get.
Right. I mean, I already told it to that.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's difficult to do when people feel like they're on camera already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like we're not making any friends here by doing that.
Right.
So
How's it going? This guy wants to talk.
yeah. So maybe we'll find like a decent backdrop to do the video.
You're saying you just stay somewhere and we try to pull people over for interviews?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be harder to get people to leave your spot. From where they are. It's not where they're sitting. I think it's going to be an easier thing to do. Okay, you kind of have to pull someone out of their comfort zone to get them over here. Anyways, I'll walk around and see if there's anyone who wants to talk.
What? Oh, and where all the folks are treated.
Clean the fuzz off of that.
Let me know if yeah, just keep the camera on me. Or whatever's going on whoever you see something interesting going on, keep it on that.
Here tomorrow.
How you guys doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Do you mind talking to me about what you're doing here and what you're protesting?
Sure.
All right. Are these your signs back here?
No, we're just.
No. All right.
Just we
So-
just got here.
All right. Right on. So, what is your goal here? What are we protesting?
We're. Well, we just
Just
stopped.
so you know, I'm also filming too right here.
Okay. I would kind of rather not be interviewed, actually.
What's that?
I would rather kind of not be interviewed, if that's okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You don't want to be on film, is fine.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like
Amazing signs too.
that's where I actually registered to go.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it.
How you doing?
Oh,
mind,
good. Thank you. How are you?
You mind if I talk to you about your sign and what you're doing out here today?
Yeah, please feel free. Bye. Yeah, my name's Wallace Kemp, an activist of 29 years, and the best is yet to come. And we're out here because we're sick of what the Orange Man's administration is doing in regards to immigration, and we don't want to see that wall on the Mexican border. We don't want to see any more families split up, and we want to see the United States remain the beacon for immigrants that it has been for so long, if not always.
All right. And you mentioned the Orange Man's administration.
Yeah, I won't mention him by name.
Right. Okay.
It's only the Orange Man, or I don't mention the Vice President by name too often either. It's usually the former Indiana governor.
Right. No need to mention her name. Give them free advertisement. Right.
Well,
But-
it's part of an ego situation. So, I mean, it's just it dealt with people in the past who were I just felt happened to be real egomaniacs. So I wouldn't mention them by name either. That's true to this day.
All right. And what do you think about people? The policy for separating families was started in the Clinton era, and then followed through all the way through the Bush.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about that situation here. I was frankly never a big fan of Mr. Obama. I didn't vote for him either time in 2008 or 2012. But now, to me, everything's just hit critical mass, and of course, they're just being so. This administration, to me, is just being so blatant about it. What else? There are also, in terms of immigration, in terms of lots of issues. I mean, environment, education, all those things. There are just more people now, in general, because in the United States, in North America, South America, around the world, there are just more people now. No one ever talks about that, from what I can see. So I want to mention it.
What do you say about the people who say they're against illegal immigrants due to the fact of the burden it has on taxpayers and them getting money from the welfare system and stuff like that?
I don't see that it is much of a burden on taxpayers. I do see pretty much everywhere I go, including around this great city, that any number of immigrants are coming in and working at jobs that we, for the most part, would not want to take because they don't pay enough, for one thing. And I think the vast majority of the people who come here through all these years have had lots of courage. I mean, we all know the Native Americans are here. Were here first, and I also feel we as a country, as a society, have never come to terms fully, if at all, with the way we treated them, or certainly our legacy of slavery throughout our history. We've never come to terms with that. I feel 100%, if at all. I mean, it's gotten better, sure. We all know that. I don't think any thinking person could argue otherwise. It's gotten better, but that still doesn't mean we're where I believe we should be in 2018.
All right. So the people who come over illegally, do you believe that they should be able to receive benefits from?
Oh, that gets a little more complicated. I mean, I'm not too crazy about the seeking benefits aspect of it, I've got to admit, but take it from someone else. Illegal immigration's been around for a long time, and there's another reason for us to stop these deportations. We can't possibly stay on top of the situation with everybody who comes in, who comes into the United States. Now, granted, I've never been to the Southwest and those border states, specifically, say, Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, a few others, and even at least parts of Texas, if not all of it, where people are on the issue down there. It's another, it's an open question, but I mean, Jeff Flake, for example, the Republican senator from Arizona, who is running, and his and well, John McCain, of course, the other senator from Arizona. They've never seemed to be punitive on this issue in any way. With Texas, of course, it's different because it's such a big state. It's a big place. I think we all know that.
Right. So, in order for the government to exist, it has to exist with the threat of separating people's families. Do you think instead of protesting the government to get rid of ICE, we should be protesting the abolishment of the federal government?
No, because I'm not any kind of anarchist. I mean, I've seen anarchists out at actions for years now, if not decades, and more power to them. I see where they're coming from generally. I just don't happen to agree with them on any number of things.
So when does it become appropriate to separate families from their children?
It's not fair to the kids, for one thing. I mean, we're not talking about even, say, in lots of cases, from what I can see, even middle school age, let alone high school or college age. For one, this is bad. It's punitive.
What I'm talking about is if people don't pay their taxes, they'll go to jail and be separated from their families. So just the existence of the government is based on that threat to separate families.
All these issues are linked, as far as I'm concerned. We've got Decarcerate PA in Philadelphia, which, from what I can see, is doing some great work on that issue, and there's the so-called war on drugs. There's the question of how much power.
War on drugs, separating kids from their families as well.
All these issues are linked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a complicated world out there. I appreciate it more as I get older, and I see that all this sort of. I mean, in some issues, for example, how much power the police are going to have. I'd like to see us go more the libertarian, the lowercase L, and not have as much as a police presence. I've been saying to people these last few days, I never want to live in a police state in the United States or any place else. So why would I wish it on anybody else? I never want to see that happen.
Right.
It's something else. The police didn't. I've been saying to people out here, the police really, if you want to, what I think, didn't come out too well in the Philadelphia Inquirer's coverage today of what happened at the 8th and Cherry Streets encampment yesterday. I don't think the cops came out so well. I don't happen to think Mayor Kenny's administration came off so well either. I mean, that's just only what I've read. I wasn't there when this happened, but I've read today's Inquirer's coverage pretty carefully, and
well,
I don't happen to think that the police in general should be just busting people's chops.
When do you think that it's appropriate to violate the rights of minorities?
Why would minorities be any different from anybody else?
Well, you said that you believe that you should have some form of government, and when you have government, you have 51% of the people vote what the 49% who disagree with them can and cannot do. So you're violating the consent of minorities every time you vote in a democracy.
We were just talking about that November 2016 election, and I can't exactly believe that was the will of the people, whether one likes the Electoral College or not.
Right, so it might have potentially violated the consent of the majority on that one too. So it's not even, but there's always, when you have a democracy, you're going to be violating the consent of the people who don't win on that vote. So whether it be the vote for recreational marijuana, right, or the vote for, it doesn't matter what the vote is. Every vote is a violation of the 49%'s right.
No, I just don't see that that's the case, frankly. In recent years, for example, I feel I've been going much more the libertarian route with a lowercase L on marijuana. My attitude is, for people in pretty much any age group too, you want to smoke pot, by all means go smoke it. But Wallace Kemp has his own reasons for just not wanting to have anything to do with it. That was one issue I ultimately got sick of hearing about, for one thing.
Right.
It's
a personal decision when you put in your own body.
Right. Eventually, I just throw my hands up in the air and just say, okay, let somebody else deal with it. I mean, smoking cigarettes. I never smoked cigarettes. I mean, I tried it about decades ago, but I never smoked cigarettes per se. Never. And my attitude is, okay, you want to go smoke cigarettes? By all means, go smoke them. Just again, Wallace Kemp doesn't want to have anything to do with it.
You say you tried it for decades?
Oh no, not for decades.
I was gonna
Decades
say,
ago.
I never smoked. I tried for decades.
No,
but-
no, decades ago.
decades ago. All right.
Early 1980s. Not exactly last week. It was a long time ago.
Well, thank you for interviewing.
You're
Telling us
welcome.
what you're out
I
here
hope.
for.
I hope you can put this to some use. WHYY interviewed me a short time ago over here, and they were just great. I'm glad to see any media representation out here.
Right on. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
End this video.
I was out for 4 hours.